So yeah, I'm Peter. We introduced ourselves last week, but we might as well do it again, especially because there is no recording of last week, sadly. I'm a PhD candidate at University of California, Santa Cruz, and we're doing this ScholarsPlay broadcast to kind of play some games, have some fun, and also give our own kind of take on the games that we're playing.
Yeah, so I'm Stacy, and I'm an early PhD student in the same lab, the Express Intelligence Studio. And so I'm interested in narrative and choices and the kinds of choices that we make in games and how that affects their narrative. So with this broadcast, we're going to be looking at lots of narrative-y type games. Basically, like Peter said, looking to have fun and play games that we probably should play for research anyway, and just kind of talking about what we see as we see them. So it's not really, pre-thought out very much, just kind of things occurring to us as they do.
Yeah, so this is a game called Life is Strange. We just watched the trailer and it seemed interesting, provocative, made some claims about having interesting choices, which I think we'll try to investigate. But also looked like it would be pretty entertaining.
Yeah. So this is Act 1 of a 5-act narrative, and it looks like this is the only one that's out so far. And in fact, it just scrolled across the bottom that episode 2 is coming soon. So we'll go ahead and play and talk about what we see.
I'm the kind of player who would normally click options first always, and try to figure out as much as I can about the game based on the options, but we'll just go straight into the story here. Life is Strange is a story-based game that features player choice. The consequences of all your in-game actions and decisions will impact the past, present, and future.
Choose wisely, it says.
Holy shit. Whoa. That was so surreal.
Famously called film Little Pieces of Time. But he could be talking about photography, as he likely was.
Okay, I'm in class. Everything's cool. I am okay.
From light to shadow. From color to chiaroscuro. Now, can you give me an example of a photographer who perfectly captured the human condition in black
I
and
didn't
white?
fall asleep, and that sure didn't feel like a dream.
Bueller?
Weird.
Diane Arbus.
So an interesting
There you
thing
go,
is that the
Victoria.
game is already
Why
drawing
Arbus?
our attention to
Because of her
film.
images of hopeless faces. You feel like totally haunted by the eyes of those sad mothers and children.
She saw humanity as tortured, right? And frankly, it's bullshit. Shh, 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 shh. Keep that to yourself. Seriously, though, I could frame any one of you in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation. And any one of you could do that to me. Isn't that too easy? Too obvious? What if Arbus chose to capture people at the height of their beauty or innocence? She had a brilliant eye. So, she could have taken another approach.
Look at this crap. How can I show this to Mr. Jefferson? I can hear the class laughing at me now.
Huh.
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of her work. I prefer Robert Frank.
Me too, Victoria. He captured the essence of post-war beat America. And there was honesty about the economic conditions of the era.
I can't believe I still have this pencil case. I should upgrade to the 21st century.
Which
But
explains
I
why
like it
Frank was
old school.
Kerouac's photographic muse. And both were the great chroniclers of the 1950s. Well,
I haven't kept up with my journal as much as I should.
iconic shot of Kerouac on the balcony. And if you haven't, shame, shame.
There's a little bit of
Capturing the romantic
overload
urban
right now
solitude
with
of the
the-
20th century poet.
But they,
You did?
yeah.
Now,
I should take a picture to prove I'm still here. Plus, it's perfect for my portfolio. And I have to get my... If anybody else looked at this, what would they think?
I wonder how much sort of abstract lecture they have that you can just keep
I was
listening to.
actually
as
kind of
you're-
wondering that, like, how long the lecture goes on, and so, like, and especially since the lecture seems to be kind of framing the
Yeah.
audience for what sorts of things, like, it's clearly drawing parallels to what the developers, want the context to be for this game. So it's interesting that we're seeing kind of this pull towards, these kind of high art things. So, we have, for example, Ray Bradbury here. We're making comparisons to literature. We have, it opens with Hitchcock talking about film and framing and, just really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also probably more overwhelming to play on a stream like this where we're trying to think of clever things to say
Yeah,
than to play just on your own.
Right, for sure.
I also like the way that when you focus on something else, the speech kept going, but actually quieted down
Yeah.
in much the same way that your attention would tune it out.
Mm-hmm.
Although, so far I find the interface a little clunky, but again, maybe that has to do with my mouse keyboard setup and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll just read this picture diary, why not? October, my favorite month, the best weather of the year. I love watching the leaves change color, turning into tiny flames, but it's still too damn hot, thanks global warming, and I can't bust out the big coats and sweaters or scary movies yet. Soon. Kate let me borrow The October Country by Ray Bradbury. I haven't read much by him, which caused Warren to almost revoke my Greek cred before I held up my copy of Battle Royale. But he nails the autumn atmosphere of small towns. The last time I wore a Halloween costume was with Chloe. I have pictures in one of my old albums. I should find a real Halloween party to crash so I can experience some social mingling. It's that or a Vortex Club Stroke Fest swimming party. Or is that Backstroke Fest? You so punchy, Max.
Punny.
Oh,
Yeah.
punny, sorry. At least I'm trying to climb out of my cocoon. I shouldn't expect my life to completely change after a few weeks of Blackwell Academy. As my parents love telling me on a loop, you have all the time in the world.
Clever foreshadowing.
Yeah. Although I'm also wondering, like, what is this life completely changing that she's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have pictures for a photographer. That makes a lot of sense. What else do we have? Probably. I'm going to start with these. Okay, character descriptions. I don't know. If you were just playing on your own, how much would you read these stuff?
I mean, I'm probably not the the typical case, but I would probably read them.
Read all of it? Yeah, I'm probably the same way. So let's read at least about ourselves. My name is Max Caulfield, and ever since I was a little kid, I knew I wanted to be a photographer. I've always seen the world through my own lens finder. Maybe it's a way for me to be part of the world, but at a safe distance. For some reason, I was always drawn to old analog camera gear rather than digital tech. I love all kinds of styles and techniques, but for me, the instant camera selfie is the one I love most. I don't care if people make fun of me or not. I'm in great company, right? And now I've come all the way back to my childhood home to study photography at Blackwell Academy, a private school for 12th grade seniors. On a scholarship even. I originally left behind Chloe, my best friend forever, at least until I left without talking to her once in 5 years. And it feels so weird to be back here without seeing her yet. So I'm 18 now, an official adult even though I don't always feel so wise or mature, and I'm ready to begin a whole new life here with retro camera at my side. Say cheese.
So, definitely some Catcher in the Rye crossover protagonist.
Whoa, okay, it did not do it back. And previously direct. Okay. I'm interested in our classmate who was bullied a little bit. I've forgotten if I've ever seen Kate Marsh smile or laugh in the past month. She's really sweet and nice, even though the other students make fun of her abstinence campaign. Even if they act immature, everybody at Blackwell are seniors, not high school freshmen. She gets a lot of shit, in fact. I know she's involved in a lot of religious groups, but she doesn't preach to me, so I don't care. But she's been extra quiet and introverted the past couple weeks. She looks like she's in zombie mode. I wish I could help her, but I can barely help myself. I wonder if all that bullying has worn her down. I can see how it would. I have to make an effort to talk to her more often, maybe invite her to tea or a movie. Although she's an adult, I bet she's not allowed to watch R-rated films. Wonder, are there more pages? No, this is different pages.
So I actually really like so far the sort of hyper focus on who's an adult and who's not, like,
yeah,
which feels very like appropriately high school.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, it makes you think about that time in your life when you were wondering about those things. And also puts you as the player, like gives you a sense of kind of some sort of responsibility. It's like, as an adult player of this game, I'm being challenged by the game to behave in an adult way in some ways. Or at least take the game seriously. This is interesting. It's like the next and previous buttons, Miss Jefferson. Not only is Mark Jefferson one of the best photographers in the world, he's also my teacher, and one of the reasons I wanted to come to Blackwell. How often do you get to be mentored by one of your inspirations? I've always loved his deco and goth style, and he's so versatile with all of his incredible print and advertising work. Still, Jefferson can be a bit condescending. He's pretty hip for his age, but kinda aloof and sometimes pretentious. He has this smug smile when he thinks he's right. But I do think he's preparing us for how tough it is to be a full-time artist. He acts like he understands my own work and obsession with analog images. He really wants me to enter a photo in this Everyday Hero contest, but I've done a good job of avoiding that. The winner gets to fly to San Francisco to represent Blackwell Academy and get national exposure. I'd like to think my work could be good enough to win, and I'm honored Jefferson even bugs me about the contest. Right. Victoria. Have we seen this character yet?
Was she the bully?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. She's a total bitch.
It even says so. Then there's Victoria Chase, the elite of Blackwell Academy, and a total bitch. I hate saying that. I just don't know why somebody who's so rich and beautiful needs to be so fucking mean. 18-year-olds at a prestigious academy should be evolving into artists and scholars, not reality show contestants. Victoria does everything for maximum drama. She actually wastes her time calling me out in class and taunting Kate Marsh. For reals? I wish her parents could see her in action. They'd cut off that trust fund fast. Then again, she's in the Vortex Club, and they seem to own the school, so maybe that's why she doesn't give a shit. The odd thing is that she does know art and photography. She can even say all those French names that break my tongue. Her work is a little cold, but she has a good eye. She also has an eye for Mr. Jefferson, which is so obvious that I'm embarrassed for her. She does everything but sit in his lap. He keeps his distance, though. We can all tell she's trying to win the everyday hero contest. I'm sure it drives her crazy when there's somebody she can't buy or seduce. Ha. And it looks like more characters will follow.
Yeah. So we kind of already have our protagonist and antagonist and a bit of conflict between them.
I wonder what this is. Okay. Maybe these are pictures that we'll be asked to take in the future?
Yeah, perhaps.
And a bunch of other stuff. What do we have Have a very special 18th birthday. You're an adult now, but you're still a little girl. Check your account. Don't blow it all at once. Okay.
He was a true Renaissance man, and his famous self-portraits are...
If anybody else looked at this, what would they think?
It is interesting to me how, even just kind of accidentally going back to the lecture felt really overwhelming in that 1 second.
Yeah.
Which is actually really effective in terms of what our character is probably experiencing.
Yeah. Hey Max, you around? Always, you okay? Did you want to get tea later today? Absolutely, I'll be free after 4. Talk to you later. So we already have some future plans. Happy birthday, Maxine. We can't believe it's been 18 whole years since you were brought to us. We haven't met Warren yet. Do you want to meet for coffee after school? I see why we haven't met Warren.
Yeah.
I had an excuse to not study. Please. Make sure you check out Necromantic on my flash drive. Hey, Mad Max, let's shoot up. Wait, I have to study for... Wait, these are all... Oh, these are different days. Some of these.
But no response back and forth.
Yeah. Don't ignore this message. Assuming... Okay. The 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th. So maybe this is today? When's the email from... or text from Kate?
So
Whoa, no, this is a while ago.
Yeah.
So... that's interesting. Oh, and what about... if these are our birthday... was 9/21.
And the diary was on October 1st, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at least October 5th.
Yeah.
Probably, given the frequency that we've been bugged by that guy, it is October 5th.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go back to the lecture.
Okay. So just before we go back really quick though, one thing that's immediately jumping out to me is class implications in this game. So we're going to a private school, and I find it really interesting that our protagonist is really bitter about our antagonist's trust fund.
Yeah.
But then also has a text from dad saying, here's some free money, don't blow it.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting to me. I don't know, my experience is that people tend to ignore the privileges they have and focus on the disadvantages that they have, and high school is especially guilty of this. And so it's kind of interesting to me, and I'm curious if this game is going to comment on class in kind of a deeper, interesting way.
Yeah.
It might not, but it'd be cool.
Famous early examples of that truly awful word you pesky kids love so much. The selfie. And it's a great tradition, and I wholeheartedly fight for your right to self-expression. Or selfie expression.
Okay, we're going to take a selfie right now.
Sorry, I know. So if anybody wants to question the portrait as modern narcissism, they could go back hundreds of years. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift. Of course, as you all know, the photo portrait has been popular since the early 1800s.
And we don't have control anymore.
Your generation was not the first to use images for selfie expression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The point remains that the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for as long as it's been around.
I was actually going to point that out.
Now,
So
Max,
he did.
since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
Okay, what do you want to answer? You know what? I'm gonna leave it there for a while, see if there's any, like, timeout option. We are getting awkward stares. Okay, it looks like it wants us to actually answer. Okay. Let's pretend we knew. I don't actually know.
I did know, but I kind of forgot.
You either know this or not, Max. Is there anybody here who knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter who created daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good, Victoria. The Daguerrean process brought out fine detail in people's faces, making them extremely popular from the 1800s onward.
Sorry, Max. No more selfies right now.
Was done by Robert Cornelius. You can find out all about him in your textbook, or even online. And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry, too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
So the interaction record was really interesting. Like, while we were sitting
Victoria doesn't waste a second kissing ass.
Yeah.
other than just looking at our desk, basically, and...
I mean, it feels like a text adventure, right? Like, you can look object, you can act object for certain actions, and that's interesting to me. Like, the first question that comes to my mind is like, okay, what did you actually gain by all this free artwork, right? And I mean, it looks nice. There's definitely a sense of embodiment that we already have.
So one thing I will say though is that that from the previews and just from the very, very brief first scene that we have, there does seem to be a lot of attention to cinematic details, and I think you know, this game does want to situate itself in a cinematic context.
Yeah, I mean...
So, I mean, I do...
Another daily fail in front of the world.
I guess I don't so much want to, like say, like, it doesn't gain anything, but really, like, think about this game in terms of, like, what exactly does it gain, right? And I think there's a lot. It would certainly be a very different experience if it were just all text. So we can investigate random things. I'm not going to put the Twitch channel through what I would normally do, which is look at everything. Try to find the secret or whatever. But I am a little bit interested in this notebook here, which I think, depending on where the seating was in the last scene, might belong to our nemesis.
Even her school books are gift wrapped. I can't believe she made fun of me in class. What is she, 15 years old? And people laugh. I should have known. She'll have better equipment than Blackwell.
Okay, this is talking about some expensive camera. Is this, what was tape? Yes, it says it right. Oh.
Now I wish I wouldn't have read this. Purge. Kate looks so sad and quiet today. Poor thing.
Hi, Kate. Oh. Hi, Max.
You seem quiet today.
Just thinking too much.
I hear that. Wanna go grab a cup of tea and bitch about life?
Thanks, but not today. I have to go over homework.
No worries. Let's hang later.
Sure.
Looks like somebody was already working on this. Cool.
Okay, just a little bit more.
That printer is amazing. I'd love to see how it reproduces my pictures. I could pump out a whole gallery show with that thing. When I don't suck. Someday.
I like the post.
I did. I was just about to comment on that. That's great. What is the art one over here? Interesting. Yeah.
I love seeing Mr. Jefferson's awesome photos on these magazine covers.
So what's interesting is the sort of like temporal difference here, right? Because like this is clearly a thing from the early 90s, and so it to me sort of has this suggestion that like maybe our teacher is like more washed up than the students sort of think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing when Mr. Jefferson took a class picture the first week. Even though I didn't want to be in the picture at all, it was fairly fucking cool to watch him at work framing us.
Huh. So there's definitely a couple of characters that are still new to me. Oh, extras.
Huh, this might make a cool shot.
So, our first chance to make a photo of something other than ourselves. I wonder if there's some way we can see our photos. Doesn't look like it's that. Oh, and where's our... Right, we picked up our stuff from the desk, so I don't think there's an immediate way to get back to that.
Okay.
Unless it's some third key like tab. Oh, and there's even a...
So
so this is...
let's set up a goal for us.
Yeah. And these are probably optional, I guess. Interesting.
Okay. So is that on the wall?
Which one?
I just saw one that pops up.
Oh, here. Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, no. This is a picture. We can go like that.
Even in pictures, the forest around here always looks mysterious.
That's interesting to me that this photo in the game is not rendered using the game's rendering engine.
Right.
Yeah.
So the photo is rendered to look like painting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like one level of direction or something. This is a kind of topical game to play given the events on...
You can never escape the lighthouse here.
Yeah.
That's a interesting thing to me about games always, is how to reveal details about the character by the way that the character acts, right? Obviously it would be laboring the point to like in some way tell us like Max is always thinking about the lighthouse, right? Yeah, and obviously another bit of foreshadowing. Let me see if this might be maybe not so much. Do you want to talk to the...
Yeah, let's interrupt them and see how that goes.
Alright. Do we have options? No. Okay. We're gonna speak.
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Okay, so I think I don't want to lie to him, so I would say, do I have to? And the funny thing is, I don't think I would say that, but I feel like our character would say that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a game where, so far at least, there's, like, our character has been constructed for us by the game. And we have a choice about whether to roleplay that character as that character, or as our own version of that character, or completely ignore roleplaying.
Right.
To me, I don't know, this conversation is a very instrumentalized conversation, right? The thing that has to happen in this scene is we have to make a decision about handing the photo. But that wasn't really a natural conversation flow from, like, just saying hello to that.
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar. Now, I know it's a drag to hear some old dude lecture you, but life won't wait for you to play catch-up. You're young, the world is yours, blah, 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 right? But you do have a gift. You have the fever to take images, to frame the world only the way you envision it. Now, all you need is the courage to share your gift with others. And that's what separates the artist from the amateur.
It's also, like, all this focus on photography has me paying attention to, like, the framing of the shot.
Exactly, yeah.
And I don't know, so far the tech and the 3D and stuff is pretty good. The characters are, like, looking at things. They have facial expressions.
Yeah. So, but we didn't actually turn our picture in.
We don't have, or do we?
We had that one that was on the desk.
We have the selfie and then we have the one we took on the desk. But yeah, okay, so that's a good question. It's like, I was imagining that we would, like, go out and take a bunch of pictures, and at some point we would have a choice about which one we wanted to be the one.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. We cannot talk anymore. We can look.
The other thing that feels very appropriately high school.
This is ridiculous. I always get so shy and nervous around Mr. Jefferson.
Is, like, the focus on his age as him being really old, even though, like, I look at him and I'm like, oh, that guy looks my age, you know?
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
Man, he even has the best plasma HDTV for a class monitor. Can't wait to watch some more documentaries on this bad boy. Here's the poster for the contest. Mr. Jefferson really expects me to enter. Why? I don't know if I'm ready for my 15 minutes of infamy.
We seem to have a very negative attitude towards, like, public exposure.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I wonder if the reading will tell us what we do. Okay, that just gives us the text that's on the slide.
Alright, but we do know now that we're looking for an image that represents ourselves or others in heroic action.
Yeah.
How cute I looked yet.
I was about to.
I'm not paying
You always
Welcome to the real world.
Just cute.
hot.
Then I might send you a special picture.
Because Max wants everybody to see how hip she is. She plays it so sharp.
I need a serious timeout in the bathroom. Splash water on my face and make sure I don't look like a total loser.
I hate that class. It's so fucking boring.
She's so fucking shy. She takes selfies with a giant camera.
So the sound is really good. So
Yeah, the sound is really well done.
like definitely as we were opening the door, I felt a sense of anxiety, like, oh, this is gonna be loud and overwhelming. And then as we walk outside, you sort of have this sense that everyone is talking about it.
Yeah.
To all of you, America. American girls, it's sad to
These missing persons posters are popping up everywhere.
without you. American girls, I'd like to be part of the world around you. Driving a car by the seaside.
I shouldn't be so stingy with my blood.
World from the bright side.
But we were looking for a Halloween party or a diary.
Yeah.
So,
To all of you, American.
Yes, this poster must stop bullies dead in their tracks.
No one can tell where your heart is. American girls like dollies with shiny smiles and plastic
There were a few lockers
bodies.
that we went through. Let's try it.
I hate having everybody see inside my locker. I love that picture of Mom and Dad. Hello, Jack. Kiss, kiss. Andy, you look totally fabulous, as usual.
these other
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to talk to those girls like they were talking about it. But I want to find it around like non-important characters. To see what kind of
Evan doesn't say much to me, but his photos are very cool. Alyssa is always texting, but she doesn't hang out with a lot of people.
That is,
Till she got tired to come.
yeah.
you know, high school is not really an environment where you can
That's
just walk
when
up
I
and talk to people, or at least
Yeah.
it feels like
No,
it
that's
did to
true.
me. So
Stella is always deep in her notes. She didn't come to Blackwell to mess around.
Yeah, in some ways, like if you think about the behavior of the protagonist, it's completely weird. They're just like running around talking to every single person, which is not how.
yeah, it's funny how actually in this game she walks in this very like diverse that feels like a little almost foreign to me at first because I'm so used to the protagonist just like jogging around at like,
Oh,
a
yeah.
nice clip that doesn't actually make sense when you start over.
Yeah.
It looks like she's been gone for months.
Yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah, the movement is good, which reminds me of Eco or Echo, however you pronounce it, actually. It was a game where they had good, like, walking versus running. You didn't do it for running that game, but... Okay, I thought it said game for
Good thing I left my AK at home.
Okay.
To all of you, American girls, it's sad to imagine a world without you.
And I like that they're
American
like
girls, I'd like
engaging in high
to
schoolers.
be part of
Right.
the world
Like they're
around
not just
you.
all standing alone.
Driving a car by the seaside,
Which
watching
is actually really hard to do when you
world
think about
from
the
the
fact that
bright
none of these characters are like
side.
allowed to move around freely on their own or engage in any of their own behavior. They have to just look blue.
Right.
Blackwell sure takes its swimming seriously. But otters are cute.
Otters
Go
are
otters.
No one can tell where your heart is. American girls like dollies
Yeah.
with shiny smiles and plastic bodies. I wish I had
Another thing that strikes me as being
American
these characters are sort of stylists, very lightweight. And I wonder if there's kind of an unfair because the more lifelike our surrounding characters are, the more I saw them think, well, isn't it strange that we're just really wandering around the hallways characters
Yeah.
and things like that. You know, and none of the characters are reacting to us doing that.
Yeah, the fact that they seem so natural, they touch you more than
A little bit, but I mean that does sort of fit our character.
Yeah.
It feels very out of place.
Wondering why she cries sometimes, talking about her own place, somewhere around.
Empty. Good. Nobody can see my meltdown, except for me.
It's also one of the very few uses of diegetic music I've seen in games.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, that was a little weird.
Somebody else is right over there.
This poster must drive people to have sex.
So that puts the player in kind of an awkward situation, right? Because we're laughing at the ridiculousness of this poster, but at the same time, like, that also is us laughing at the bullying of that character.
Right.
Which, yeah, that's a really interesting tension.
Oh, right, we're gonna wash our face.
Yeah, that's
Just relax. Stop torturing yourself. You have a gift. Fuck it.
Zelda shoes?
Are we?
Yeah, we are. Well, something like that anyway.
When a door closes, a window opens. Or something like that. Okay, girl, you don't get a photo op like this every day.
We're gonna have done.
Yeah.
I'm right, this one, there we go. Good.
Just one of
Let's
those.
launch that. Whoa.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you checked the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
That's my family, not me.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid. I know you've been pumping drugs and shit to kids around here. I bet your respectable family would help me out if I went to them. Man, I can see the headlines now.
Leave them out of this bitch.
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
Whoa. What the fuck? How can that be? I was in the bathroom. He shot that poor girl. I held up my hand. And then I was back here.
As he likely was. These pieces of time can frame us in our
I already heard this lecture.
From light to shadow. From color.
Now Kate is being hassled again. And if Victoria's phone rings, this is real.
Now, can you give me an example of a
Damn, I
photographer
cannot
who
believe
perfectly
this.
captured the human condition in black and white?
Okay, if I'm crazy, I might as well go all the way.
Bueller?
Diane.
Can I actually reverse
There you
time?
go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
Okay, so if we let go, it pauses the rewind.
Interesting. Okay.
Space skips. Skips what?
No can do, Max.
Anybody?
Okay, space undid. Oh, we have a little spiral setting, so
I did it. I actually did it.
Example of a photographer who perfectly
I'm a
captured
human
the
time
human condition in
machine.
black and white. Anybody?
Max,
Ruler?
don't freak
Go
out.
ahead, Arbus.
Not yet.
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
So
Keep it together, Max.
I kind of want to check our journal.
You feel like totally haunted by the eyes of those
Oh, yeah,
sad
that's
When I
memories.
took my selfie, Jefferson asked me a question.
Tortured, right?
If he does again, I'll know this is for real.
Keep
If anybody else looked at this, what would they think?
So, which is interesting. That seems like why they put the butterfly there, so that if you hadn't taken a picture up to that point, that was like a really obvious take a picture.
Well, you would have had to take the selfie, but yes, you
Oh,
might
yeah,
not
you
have taken
did
the
take the
picture
selfie.
of the. Yeah. That was. Yeah, you're right. That's to catch people who didn't take the picture of the thing on the desk. We have a new journal entry. This will be the weirdest journal entry I will ever make. So weird, I don't know how or where to start. But it started with the most vivid dream of my life. It looks like it just is describing the events we just saw. Oh no, this is more backstory. Whoa. How far did it go? Wait, who's on the loop? Okay, sorry. Okay, this is October 1st. This does not exist is October 7th. Describing...
Okay. Can we maybe turn down the game volume a little bit?
Turn down the volume?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that should be possible.
Have it yourself.
I'm just going to turn down the master volume to half. Journal.
Okay. Is it better? Can you hear us better now?
Oh, we'll keep going
keep
for
going,
now
yeah.
and see.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a lot of the journal that we didn't read because we didn't realize that the previous and next buttons were important. I don't think we want to get into it right now. I'm more interested in like where the story is going. But it looks like there's like all the way back through the summer some entries in our journal. And then we do have an entry about the Twister and the lighthouse, which is interesting. Well, we can think about time paradoxes later.
I was gonna say because I'm also sort of interested in when we wrote that, but
Oh, and we have Nathan now.
Okay.
Just when I thought Victoria Chase would be the worst of my social problems, now I have to deal with Nathan Prescott. But I guess he was the one who triggered my crazy rewind power by shooting that girl in the bathroom. He's 19 and already a scary fucking prick. I guess I have a little advantage on Nathan by being able to manipulate time, but if he shoots me, I may not be able to reverse anything. I have to be careful around him, especially since he's obviously got friends in high places, as his family last name is practically branded on every building here at Blackwell. His money against mine. On one hand, I do kind of feel bad for Nathan because he doesn't seem to be in control, like he's doped up or over-medicated. On the other, he's an asshole who nobody has called out, and he almost killed/did kill a girl on campus. Should I go straight to the police? What do I say about my rewind power? Like I'd say anything. I just have to watch my own back from now on. Oh, school days. As interesting as kind of warning us here that, like, even though we have this power to manipulate time, there can be things that we do that cannot be undone.
Yeah.
Like getting shot. And we want to check the photo. We have it.
Okay.
I see. This is the pictures that you thought might be. Okay.
Seriously though, I could frame any one of you in a dark corner
Might be that up there.
and capture
That's
you in
what I
a
was
moment of
wondering.
desperation.
It didn't seem like.
And any one of you could do that to me.
Yeah. So we're supposed to get
Isn't
in
that too
selfie.
easy?
I want to.
Too obvious? What if Arbus chose to capture people at the height of their beauty or
I'm really
innocence?
interested to listen to this.
She had a brilliant eye.
But we'll go ahead and take this.
She could have taken another approach.
I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of her work. I prefer rough.
Shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift.
I know I'm not dreaming this.
As you all know, the
It's
photo
real.
portrait has been popular
I can
since
tell.
the early 1800s. Your generation.
So I
was
can
the
go
first
back
to
in
use
time.
images for selfie expression.
What if that girl isn't dead
I
yet?
couldn't resist. The point
Can I
remains
save
that
her?
the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography
I
first.
need to go to the bathroom quickly and check it out.
Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth
Do we
to
know
the
at this
first
time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
self-portraits?
Oh no, we have to use the bathroom.
I'm sorry, but I really have to use the bathroom.
Nice try, Max. But you're not going to get away that easy. We can talk more after class. Is there anybody here
Shit.
who knows their stuff?
Jefferson wants to keep me after
Louis Daguerre
class.
was a French painter
And I need
who
time to
created
save that girl.
daguerreotypes, a process that gave portraits a sharp reflective style like a mirror. Now you're totally stuck in the retro zone. Sad face.
Very good, Victoria.
What if I rewind
Hungarian
again
process
and give him the right
brought out
answer?
fine detail in people's faces, making them extremely popular from the 1800s onward.
Now I wonder how far we can go. It looks like it's going back to the point where.
Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
The Daguerrean process, invented by a French painter named Louis Daguerre around 1830.
Somebody has been reading as well as posing. Nice work, Max. The Daguerrean process made portraiture hugely popular, mainly because it gave the subjects clear, defined features. You can learn more when you actually finish reading the assigned chapters. Max is so far way ahead of everyone. And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
Max, you are not crazy. You are not dreaming. It's time to be an everyday hero.
So,
Yes.
I think-
Victoria, you
We
still
can walk
have to
past.
I see you, Max Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
I wonder if that would happen this time.
Yeah.
We need to answer this quickly.
I'm not avoiding, just
Biding time, waiting for the elusive right moment.
exactly.
Max, don't wait too long. John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
I love how this
Go
is
on.
that's more of a sense of.
Don't let me stop you.
I don't understand. Wait, what? I want. I see. There's a limited like.
Sir Jefferson,
Wait,
I just
47.
worked so hard on the shot, and I'm sure you know what it's like to be consumed by your work. I just really think Everyday Heroes is...
I see you, Max Caulfield.
Yeah, that was bad.
Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
so this is interesting because you
I'd never
basically
let one of
sort
photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
rewind at each branching path of a branching narrative.
Yeah.
Right. So a
But
lot.
it doesn't seem like we can rewind too far.
Right. But what's interesting to me about that is that there's often a lot of anxiety around making choices
Yeah.
in these types of games, especially when the choices are so highlighted and they make you feel very weighty. So to have the power to rewind really, I don't know, it takes a lot of that anxiety away.
Plus, it's a solution to a common problem with dialogue trees where they have the characters have this like really if you think about it in terms of real life terms, like stupidly repetitive setup, where it's like, oh, I can ask you 105 times about this option to get the same options, because maybe the player didn't see it the first time, or what, like,
Right.
It's necessary for the interface, but it breaks the immersion. And this is a solution to that in some ways. You can always just rewind the scene again. I guess we're recording John Lennon. Sounds good to me.
I'm on top of it. I think John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.
Max, you're on fire today. All the right answers. Good. Make sure you finish working on it by today. I have faith in you.
Okay, and let's walk quickly. I really like this one.
His support is like starting to border on creepy though.
Yeah.
I hope I have enough time to get to the bathroom. Please, please. I can't tell anybody. They'll think I'm crazy.
So we're like, I love the scene now.
Yeah.
That's like, we're not at an outright run.
Okay, Max, retrace every step. I washed my face. I shredded my photo. Then the butterfly flew in. And I took a photo.
I'm glad the game's not making us do all this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Leave them out of this bitch.
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Yeah.
Get that. What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Tell me what to do.
No, he has a gun. I should do something else.
Get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
Oh, I need a hammer to break it open.
alright, we're gonna rewind.
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
Alright.
You are going to get in hella
But now we
We're
know
good.
we have objects still. So if we rewind,
Wait, what?
we
You
retain
are-
our objects.
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
No way.
Don't ever touch me again, freak!
Another shitty day.
That did not happen. This cannot be real. I just saw a girl get shot and then saved her. What the fuck is going on? Do not freak out.
The interface would be a lot smoother if I actually had a real mouse with the trackpad.
Hey, do you hear that fire alarm? That means you should be outside.
I had to use the bathroom.
Girls always use that excuse.
Excuse for what?
For whatever you're up to, your face is covered in guilt.
The alarm tripped me out.
Then trip on out of here, Missy. Or are you hiding something? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Madsen. The situation is under control. There's no emergency here. Leave Miss Caulfield alone, and please turn off that alarm since that's your job.
Well, we were a hero, but
Yeah. So I like that the first cutscene kind of trained us and primed us for what to do in the second one. And so it was
Yeah.
a pacing mechanism, right? So we had those lines of dialogue, and we knew, okay, by certain
You
lines,
look a little stressed
we have to
out.
make sure that we've done.
Are you
everything.
okay?
yeah.
I'm just a little worried about my future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all you're thinking about? You could always be upfront with me, Max. Or have you done something wrong? Is that it?
It's so
Well,
encouraging.
Max,
Yeah.
talk to me.
Whoa, this is a serious choice.
Yeah. Well, and the screen effects there, that's really great.
Yeah. What do we want to do?
Well. So I feel like our character would probably hide the truth.
Yeah, our character would definitely hide the truth.
So-
let's roleplay.
I just got sick in class. Female trouble.
Except you're wandering around like a zombie. And do you think that's the first time a student has used that line on me?
It's the truth. I felt dizzy in Mr. Jefferson's class.
Just tell me what you're hiding. You can trust me.
There's nothing to hide. I got sick. It happens, you know.
There's that teen toot again. You know, I've heard enough. Don't think I don't know what goes on around here. You've only been here for 3 weeks, and you're already causing conflict. I don't think your parents will approve when they find out. Now get outside with the class. Please.
Wow, I thought he was nice. But...
No, he does not buy that at all. I may have just flushed my scholarship down the toilet.
Rewind.
Yes, I could rewind and actually tell him the truth.
Well, we can always see what happens. I mean, this is the point, right? Like, it
That's
takes
true,
the-
that's
takes the
true.
anxiety down. I do feel like the game is definitely kind of encouraging that as well.
Yeah. I wonder if we have any thoughts about...
Principal Wells always looks so distracted. I can never figure out what he's...
You look a little stressed out.
The gun freeze.
Are you
makes a little
okay?
sense now, though. The
I'm
posters on the
just a
wall.
little worried about my
yeah.
future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all you're thinking about? You could always be upfront with me, Max. Or have you done something wrong? Is that it? Well, Max, talk to me.
Alright, let's try.
I just saw Nathan Prescott waving a gun around in the girls' room.
Nathan Prescott. You sure?
Yes, he was in the bathroom talking to himself with a gun. I saw everything. He was babbling like crazy.
Okay, slow down. Slow down. So now you saw this without him seeing you.
I was hiding behind a stall. I have the right to be there. It's the girls' room.
I know. I just want to be completely clear what happened. Mr. Prescott happens to be from the town's most distinguished family, and one of Blackwell's most
she had that
honored
reaction.
students.
I like that.
So it's hard for me to see him brandishing a weapon in the girls' bathroom. So what happened next?
Then he left. I ran out here wondering what to do. Are you gonna bust him?
This is a serious charge. I'll look into the matter personally. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Yeah.
That's it? After what I told
We'll
you?
continue this discussion later in my office. Please go outside with the rest of your class now, Miss Caulfield.
Of course this academic drone won't do anything since the Prescott family owns Blackwell now.
Okay, so...
Should I rewind and change my story?
So before, I think we were role-playing, but I think we were also, in some sense we were role-playing when we wanted to see the action. Because the character might have wanted to see the action too.
Right.
And now I think that Max would rather be in this situation than the other.
Okay.
If she had seen both.
Yeah.
Which
she can.
See, this is interesting because she, like, it's not like diegetically she only lives one path.
Right.
She actually gets to see everything we see.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think,
that's a really interesting
Max, you
choice.
better go on outside now.
So like last week when we were sort of trying to roleplay our characters in Some with C, there was no way to go back and make those choices. So we were sort of having to make decisions as if we were a character, but in this, our character actually can see all the
Right.
decisions, right? So yeah, that's really...
yeah. Left. Looks like you're pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Would Nathan Prescott please come to the front office? Thank you.
God. Okay.
But this statue is Nathan Prescott.
I bet the Blackwell founders would shit cats if they saw today's student body walking around like zombies on their phones. I better read Warren's text before he blows my phone up. This is a great image. All those rippling green coins.
What?
Okay. Go away. Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, I better get to my dorm and grab that flash drive.
No, I want to make one.
This is a great image. All those rippling green coins. I hope everybody got their
Can't
wish.
take a picture of the great image? Okay, we have an objective. We have David, the principal. We haven't taken any more of these pictures yet. Go to the file. Let's actually read these guys. Wow.
Yeah, so somebody pointed out on the stream that that the caveat with these choices is that you get to see the immediate consequences, but you don't get to see the long-range consequences,
Yeah.
which is a good point.
Yeah, no, that is a good point. And, I mean, I don't know. Even if I were Max, I don't think I would rewind every choice to see all the consequences
Right.
before making it.
Right. Well,
Maybe
actually,
it's
Max is a little neurotic, so maybe you would.
That's true. You guessing the law? Okay. And we don't even have. This is interesting that like we have this person, but we don't have his thing yet because we haven't met him in the game.
Yeah.
Our character has what we have. Okay, our journal is continuing to update about what's been happening. It's a really cool journal.
Yeah. Putting my journaling to shame for sure.
Alright. What else is there? Alright, it wants us to read about David. I'm not really that interested.
Actually, just the images alone, I think,
Tell a lot of the
tell
story.
a lot, yeah. Which I think is probably intentional for the people that are not going to carefully read like we do.
Well, anyway, let's, yeah, I do really wish that we could just take these into stuff. Parking lot. So it's interesting that it told us where we need to go, but there's no map or anything.
Yeah.
Warren's waiting for me and his flash drive in the parking lot, so I better get back to my dorm.
Yeah. Whoa, there's a quadcopter. I mean, she was fine. I'm totally distracted from the story right now.
Interesting.
Okay, let's guess that this
It's
is
probably
Oh wait, there's signs. Parking Z. Okay, parking is good. Oh, is book blank? Looks like it's me.
Yep.
Hi, Brooke.
Let me guess. You want to fly my drone?
Yeah.
I'd love to. I love planes and balloons and...
This is neither. Do you know what a drone really is?
a weapon, right?
You read too many conspiracy sites. This might be too complicated for you. Funny. Warren said you were smart. Please, step back.
Wow. So much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish that we could take photos. Seems like, I don't know. I guess it's really hard to, like, it would definitely be an easy feature to implement at a stupid level where it's like, oh, we'll just save the frame buffer to a file, right? Like, you can take screenshots. I can take a screenshot right now. But actually implementing
Warren's
it in a way
waiting
that's,
for me and his flash drive in the parking lot, so I better get back to my dorm.
actually implementing it in a way that's meaningful for the game would be much harder, which is my guess as to why the developers they didn't have time, or they couldn't think of a good way to make it work with the interface, or
And this is where the otters perform their aquatic magic.
School is the cutest one.
Well, that's not nice. Poor little otter.
Where the heck is this parking lot? Not this way, apparently. That's probably the out of bounds for this game. Okay, so it says parking, and it has a big arrow pointing that way. And somebody's waiting for us in the parking lot. But didn't we just find that?
Aren't we going to our dorm now?
Oh, yeah.
Now I have to go back to the dorm. This day never ends.
But if okay, so the dorm must be that building, right?
I would guess, yeah.
Alright, let's try walking back. Oh, we get a little bit. Yeah, it does feel more natural to walk, which I think is a mark of the game stories. Like, anytime there's a run button, which is strictly more efficient than whatever else you're doing, but you don't use it because you feel it's better to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Alright,
Yeah,
don't go.
nice.
I do like the bird.
Yeah.
Guys,
Come on, Logan, bring it, bro.
Yeah!
I need to go to my room and return Warren's flash drive. The Prescott dormitory? Good lord, Nathan's family owns my dorm?
That's not a good sign. I do think one of the things that makes games like this possible, where, like, clearly a lot of the developers' time went into the story. One of the things
That is an interesting diegetic moment right there.
one of the things that makes games like this possible is like ubiquitous, cheap to produce 3D assets, right?
Yeah.
Like we've probably seen more polygons already than in all of like Ocarina of Time or some other classic game. And it's like, if the authors of the game had to spend all their time doing 3D modeling, of course they're not going to make a game with an interesting story. I don't see any alternatives to this other. Alright. Yesterday I was watching somebody speedrun Mario 64 and there's a place where there's an enemy in front of the door and you just kind of like open the door and squeeze past real quick. But it looks like pretty darn to Victoria.
Oh look, it's Max Caulfield, the selfie hoe of Blackwell. What a lame gimmick. Even Mark, Mr. Jefferson, falls for your waif hipster bullshit. The Daguerrean process, sir. You could barely even say that. I guess you got your meds filled. Since you know all the answers, I guess you have to find another way into the dorm.
Oh wow.
We ain't moving. Oh wait, hold that pose. So original. Don't worry, Max. I'll put a vintage filter on it right before I post it all over social medias. Now, why don't you go fuck your selfie?
Oh yes, Victoria. I'll get your bony ass out of my way.
I like the sprinklers.
Yeah.
No, but
Okay, now where exactly is the sprinkler valve?
And the game did a good job of suggesting that by having them turn on. Where is this valve? Around the side.
No!
You got it?
Sweet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, it's open now. Can we just... No. Just the shed. Is there a way back here? No. Okay, so it feels like we're now in a IF puzzle, right? Like, And I'm wondering how much gameplay is going to be.
This main sprinkler valve looks easy enough to use.
But why is there a use action?
This main sprinkler valve looks easy enough to use.
Okay.
What?
Damn, I missed something. I better rewind.
What? If you say so, then...
Well, so I'm wondering the pink bucket.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like... But we were wanting to the sprinkler valve, we found it, and then... Alright, let's,
What's the sprinklers are red herring?
Awfully red herring.
Yeah.
No options
Wait, it looks like something big.
here. No, wait, there's...
Sweet.
Samuel.
Oh, okay.
But we're not supposed to know.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to rewind more. No. Our rewind timer is short.
Well,
Wait, what?
He's not there yet.
Oh no, he's not there yet. Alright. Tamper. Alright, let's tamper.
I can't grab that. Samuel is way too close.
I'm kind
You
of
wanna
interested
test it?
also in what happens if we rewind all the way, but we can do it another time.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Awesome.
I'm not suspicious at all. No, it's not gonna work because it's not gonna fall off. I'm getting the feeling that there's another part of this one.
Yeah, I am also getting that feeling. That is my thoughts.
Turn up the speakers again to move the ladder over.
Close, but no cigar. They have to be right under the bucket.
So, the interesting thing was that to me the bucket was even initially suggested because of the way the shot was framed.
Yeah.
And so I think, this game clearly is putting a lot of emphasis on visual framing, and so that's something we'll have to watch.
Whoa, I'm getting sick. I can't rewind any further.
Okay.
But it doesn't actually kill us.
Alright, we'll use the camper.
So,
And then move the ladder, I think. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if this works. I don't want to mess with that ladder and hurt poor Samuel. I just want to get Victoria the hell out of the way.
Oh, we probably don't have time to do it. Now we had to use the others. Come on.
What the hell? Are you kidding? Look at this! Chill, Victoria. It's just water. Yeah, water on my cashmere. Do you know how much this fucking outfit costs? You look great. I can't even chill on the steps.
Nice, bro.
Oh, and
the paint.
The paint.
Excellent.
Although I hope it's not gonna
No way! No fucking
You
way!
okay, Victoria?
Oh, Sam, I'm sorry. Wet paint is not good for hair, nope.
Get the hell away from me, weirdo!
Hold on.
No, I feel
We'll
bad.
get some towels. We'll be right back.
So move your ass before I draft.
It worked. Don't mess with Max, bitches.
Wait, what? And see, now I wanted to see if we could do it with just the sprinklers.
So I don't think we could though because they were still standing.
Yeah, they were still.
outside.
I'll bet that's what would happen. I want to talk to Kate if this is Kate.
Yeah. I do feel a little bit mean though. Like I'm not really a
Yeah,
revenge person.
yeah.
Hi, Kate.
Hey, Max.
How did you like class today?
I don't remember. I guess I don't care about much of anything today.
Is there anything...
Max, I'd like to be alone if you don't mind. I'm sorry.
It is interesting that now that the butterfly is not there, you can just sort of assume the choice doesn't have anything there.
Yeah.
Which is...
No.
Or... Oh, there you go.
Hey, Victoria.
What do you want, Max?
I don't think we need to be mean.
No, let's comfort her.
I'm feeling a little bit repentant about it.
I am sorry. That's an awesome cashmere coat.
It was. But there'll be another.
Well, you always seem to know how to pick the right outfits.
I do have some talent. Mr. Jefferson told me.
I've seen your pictures. You have a great eye. Richard Avedon-esque.
He's one of my heroes. Thanks, Max. I hope those sluts get me a towel before they hang a sign on me.
Wow.
You deserve a better shot. Sorry about blocking you and the go fuck yourselfie.
That was mean, but pretty funny.
Just one of those days, you know?
I know exactly what you mean, Victoria. I'll see you later.
Au revoir.
Victoria probably played me. I should have played her. Better get to my room before I find Warren.
So I feel like so far all of the choices that we've been able to see both sides have told us to do the other thing. So I'm not necessarily reading that as like we should.
Yeah.
Like there is a part of me that kind of feels like I would have liked to see the content of the other choice, but I didn't actually want to do it.
No.
So I'm wondering if from here it makes sense to kind of treat the choices in the way that like you treat a Zelda dungeon where you go to the rooms that you don't actually
want to see first.
Yeah. Or like the ones that you know aren't going to advance things.
Yeah. Or, I mean, we could just leave some choices behind, right?
Yeah, we could.
Like, I'm happy leaving that one behind.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's going on?
Hurry, Courtney!
Victoria is going to be pissed we took so long. Looks like nobody won this TP war. There's nothing left but ghosts.
Be alert on campus. Where's your location? Let a friend know where you are. Report anything immediately. Campus alert. Can you download it onto our phone?
No.
Could be fun. Glad I'm not the only lonely nerd around here.
Book club.
Nice reading list.
Yeah. No boy wizards or sad vampire for sale. A bike for sale. This bike will take you $20 delivery for $5. What does that mean?
$20, comma, delivery for $5 more, perhaps?
Oh, for $5 more. Yeah. That makes sense.
Man, I wish bikes were that cheap.
We will probably have to buy that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the warning.
What? This vortex club is mysterious to me.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it'll be tied to the giant tornado.
Yeah, I'm also getting that sense.
We need to go to our room. This is always an interesting thing where, like, the player can't possibly... Oh, there we go.
Right.
The player can't possibly know which room is Max's, but Max can't possibly not.
Right.
So how do you negotiate that? Wait, can we write something on the whiteboard?
I was just thinking the same thing.
How sad. I didn't write anything. I have nothing to say.
Wow, okay. Ooh, can you play the guitar?
Home sweet home. My favorite cocoon. Warren even left me a little message with his flash drive. He's such a goofball.
They would have picked it up. Max, really concerned.
This selection has been
I
downloaded.
better know what it is, and I don't want to look at it. Unless...
What are you thinking it is?
Wait, Campbell Holocaust implications. Oh, maybe not. Well, there's that note about the porn video of the other girl. But is Warren really the kind of guy who would send that to us?
So I'm not sure yet if Warren is supposed to be like cute or creepy.
Or creepy, yeah.
He's definitely reading to me as creepy, but
Cannibal Holocaust and ultra victims?
Yeah. But he, his messages are all very like, oh, I'm trying to connect with you.
Okay, what the hell is going on? The note does not appear in the mirror. Is that a rendering bug?
Maybe.
Or a supernatural phenomenon? Let's look in the mirror.
Hard to believe I'm 18. Do I look any older? Just more stressed.
Oh, this is really interesting. I wonder... Probably not. I'm wondering if they had to play any tricks with the mirror to get it to work with the third-person camera so that we could see it ourselves. We have lights, photos. Oh yeah, I wonder.
A teddy bear.
Oh yeah.
The Max Caulfield Photo Memorial Wall.
Yeah, and Inkerbell pointed out in the chat it would be interesting if the game tracked the behavior of checking both choices.
Ahoy, Captain.
Down the line
At least I know you've got my back.
I also agree.
When I swallowed your eye and my parents rushed me to the ER, I knew we were bonded forever.
That's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cheesy, but it makes me smile thinking of the day Mom and I sewed that together. Max and Chloe, best friends forever. Who even says that anymore? I'm going to have to call Chloe eventually and find out what she'll say. The longer I wait, the worse it'll be. Idiot. Cartier-Bresson, Doisneau, Hamilton, the greatest.
Don't know any of those options. Do you?
Sadly, my visual arts background is pretty lacking.
That's the only tourist picture I let them take of me at the Space Needle.
I did take a photography class once in college, so I know some black and white.
That was a good hockey game and a great fight. Man, Kristen and Fernando were so drunk hanging on the Fremont Troll.
Huh, so we do have some other people
Yeah.
in the school that we hang out with.
Here's my go-to source for instant photo inspiration. Philip Lorca de Corsia, my man. I don't think I could take my camera to those places. Look at that shot. I love Julia Cameron's Victorian vibe. Talk about analog cameras. Ah, Dolly, what a fantastic eye. He could truly freeze time.
Indeed.
I'm sad we didn't get to see any of the pictures. We really couldn't license them. Okay.
There's my poor laptop begging me to check in.
This is the drive out there.
Looks like Dana left me a little post-it note.
Ah.
Wait, who did she say?
Great. Now I have to go get the flash drive from Dana's room.
Oh, someone else.
Check the laptop.
I am so addicted to this site. Look at these vintage beauties.
Okay.
Lauren makes me laugh. It's nice to feel like I already made a real friend here.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so we're not creeped out by Lauren.
I should be doing this. Max, thanks for your email and a copy of Jefferson's class notes. Now I shall never stop sending you messages of gratitude. I also have a rather eclectic collection of TV cult classic and fucked up films on a fat flash drive if you ever want to check them out. Thanks again for the help. I'm a scientist more than an artist. I don't think he's a scientist. Now can you quickly explain to me how a camera works? You see me, orange. Huh. Okay. There are various other things in the room. What is it? There was water.
You are thirsty. I'm the worst baby mama. Drink up.
This action will have consequences. I'm gonna end up playing forever. Wait, instant film.
Instant film.
Maybe this is what we've been looking for? Interactive.
I think we're looking for the drive that's B.
No,
but I want, like, if it's instant film, it's just
Instant film is so damn hard to find and expensive now. But I can't help it. I'm analog, not digital. I'm glad Kate let me borrow her copy of The October Country. I should have every Bradbury book for myself. I'll miss going to the games with my dad. Go Thunderbirds.
Okay, missed the...
Well, let's try it. Yep.
Good question. I watch a lot of anime, and a lot of anime, sometimes even anime that like revolves completely around music, does a really awful job of animating people playing musical instruments because it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really detailed motion.
Right.
Is this
okay, so it's, yeah, it seems like it's looping.
Doesn't seem to be any other control, so maybe it's just...
Okay.
Yeah, it does seem like the music is not really going anywhere.
Yeah.
Spacebar.
Okay.
That was the skip cutscene button. So.
I love that Mom sent me a fat box of chocolate coconut bites for my birthday. And slipped in a $200 gift certificate. She sure knows how to make a sad birthday happy. It's hard to believe I'm 18 now. I'm lucky my parents enabled my photo habit into adulthood.
Nice card.
Okay.
So let's go to Dana's room.
Yep.
You can't get out now, Dana. So tell me the truth or rot in there.
Whoa.
Welcome to the real drama queens of Blackwell.
Juliet, this is so stupid.
Answer, you wuss.
So who's Juliet? Who's
You are
flirting with
ridiculous.
Juliet looks like she's ready to throw down.
I wonder, do we have that like entry for?
Nope.
No.
Hey, Juliet. Is everything cool?
Oh yes, Max. I've locked Dana in the room because we're cool.
Wow.
What did she do?
What didn't she do? Dana's been sexting with my boyfriend.
Ouch. How did you find out?
Why do you care? Why are you even asking me?
Question.
Never talk. Just zone out with your camera.
That's why I'm talking to you now.
What's my last name?
We're gonna have to.
Well, we can rewind to get it wrong.
Powers of Master of Time.
So, I would go with Mason first, since that's a
Yep.
pretty awesome last name.
Juliet Mason.
That was truly sad. Thanks for your concern, Max Caulfield. By the way, Juliet Watson.
Cool. Now we know.
Hey, Juliet. Is everything cool?
Oh yes, Max. I've locked Dana in the room because we're cool.
Someone should get.
Okay.
Juliet Watson, you be nice.
You are ridiculous.
I'm flattered. I didn't even think you knew my name at all.
Of course I do.
Thanks. I locked Dana in because she was sexting Zach, my boyfriend. Unbelievable.
Just whatever
If you don't let me out,
Yeah.
I will scream.
Would Dana do that?
According to Victoria, Dana would do anything to date a quarterback.
According to Victoria. Huh.
She saw the sext. And Zachary won't answer his phone. Once Dana admits it, she can go. Straight to hell.
Max, I swear I didn't do anything. But I bet Victoria did. I know the proof is in her.
Leave me alone, Max.
Ah.
Get a clue.
Alright.
Well, which one is Victoria's?
So, looking at the things on the wall.
There we go. So this is like doing a
What
good
does
job
it
of
say?
providing. Be the wish to change your city. Never what we think.
Oh, Victoria, give me a fucking break.
I was talking about this earlier, but this is doing a good job of providing subtle UI clues to tell the player information the character knows. Okay, we just want to find the incriminating evidence and get out.
Yes.
Don't think you want to mess with her stuff too much. Well, missing persons.
Victoria hates Rachel Amber this much?
Wow.
How insecure.
Wow. So I do find it really interesting that that we came in and we're like, okay, we're just gonna get in and get out, and then immediately we're like, oh wait, but this is really cool stuff.
Yeah. Alright,
Nice
laptop is
environmental design.
Probably best bet.
I'll give Victoria props for not posting my photo. And for this nice shot. Boom! This is the email I need to show Juliet. Now I have to print this fast and get the hell out of here.
Oh man.
Okay.
Where's the print button? Yeah, that's the print. That was here, right? No, it wasn't. It's how they're printed. There we go.
There it is, yeah.
This better convince Juliet that Dana is innocent.
So after we...
Whoa, here's the photo. No, it's not. Oh,
It looks like it though.
yeah, it does. And it said photo stars trick.
So yeah, after this,
about time.
yeah, we gotta wrap up.
Well, we officially have the best slate in the dorm.
Yes, I agree.
Juliet, read this.
Of course. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, Dina.
You are. And I hope so. You really think I'd mess around with Zachary?
No, but I get stupid jealous. I owe you dinner. Still love me?
And you do my laundry.
Thanks, Max. You're like the Blackwell Ninja. Now let's see what Zach has to say about Victoria.
You set me free. Thank you. Warren's flash drive is on my desk.
The postures in this game are pretty good.
Almost done. Get the flash drive and then I'll go see Warren.
Emotional information in them.
Must protect my precious so Max never has to chase it down again.
Excellent.
Okay, so I think we don't have time to. No?
To do much.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Oh, just one. Alright, let's. It said it auto-saved, so I think it's good.
Cool.
Yeah, any other things you want to talk about before we shut down the screen?
Yeah, no, I think this game is definitely interesting. Maybe if we play again next week, we can talk a little bit more about sort of some of the film elements that it's using.
Yeah, it's definitely using a lot of stuff.
So that could be an interesting thing to talk about. I think also it's not clear to me yet how branching the narrative actually is.
Yeah.
And so I think that is interesting, especially since I think when we looked it up, it said it was about 2.5 hours to beat this first episode. Presuming we're not playing it like we are, it's fine. But I am kind of curious, how I'm always curious how complete serialized portions of games are, right? But also, like, if the choices, the choices in this game are very conspicuous, right? And so it's interesting to me to think about how the game conveys to you that something might go differently. Or is that something that just sort of leaves for you to discover on a next playthrough?
Yeah, and the degree there is pretty easy to play. I think this game, other than explicitly telling you to rewind sometimes, it doesn't seem to really encourage. Like, it's not a game I'd be like, oh yeah, I need to play this game again as soon as I'm finished with it to really see what's going on.
Right, well, and especially since it is split up across multiple acts, like that very clearly influences the story, right? Because you're expecting kind of a dramatic arc that follows a 5-act structure. And so, in addition to the issues of maintaining choices across those acts, you do sort of get a sense for, like, where those choices are going to take us in some fashion.
Yeah.
At the very least, in how much dramatic tension we can expect.
Yeah. And I think so far, at least, they're doing a good job of, obviously we won't know until the end. Maybe not even by the end of this episode, but they're doing a good job of maintaining that balance between actually telling a story as opposed to just whatever the player does.
Right.
Which is not a story. And giving us some choices to do those things.
Mm-hmm. Or at least seem to influence things, which is kind of more important.
And yeah, I really don't. I can talk at length about choices that are or aren't actually changing things and for whether they're false or true and stuff, but in the end, I don't mind a game that just tries to make you feel like you're doing something.
Yeah.
Because unless you're playing super critically like we are now,
right.
The feeling is all that matters, right?
Exactly.
This to me seems like a direct successor to The Walking Dead in terms of answering that. And since I don't like horror games, I'm actually glad to play a game like this.
Yeah. I actually am much more likely to play a game like this, I think, than a lot of the other ones I've seen so far have been like Walking Dead. I guess lots of Telltales, or Telltale, sorry. Yeah, but no, and I'm not really. Well, I kind of do like horror, but yeah, I don't know. I'm finding the setting of this really interesting. I always raise an eyebrow when time travel comes. Like, and I'm still.
It seems like more of a game mechanic.
Of a mechanic than a story
mechanic, which I like.
So far.
Yeah, I don't like time travel stories that much either.
Yeah.
Unless they're really good.
So far, but with things like the giant swirling vortex, there's a bit of question as to how much of this is going to be a time travel game versus how much of this is going to be a time travel story. So yeah, that is kind of interesting. But I am more likely, I think, to enjoy something like this than Walking Dead. But we don't seem to have any questions from the stream, so I think we may sign off then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jason, you can say hi if you want.
Yeah.
Hey everybody! Did I miss the game? Oh.
Okay, so.
Yeah, we may or may not be streaming next week. It's GDC. Some of us are gone.
Yeah, so I will be at GDC, so I will not be streaming, but there may be other people interested in streaming instead, so we'll keep you updated on Twitter as to whether that's going to be happening. And I guess if there's no questions from the stream, we will sign off.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching.